News headlines.
Entertainment.
Sports.
It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, 13 minutes after the hour, y'all got your front page right here. Alfreda's, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. It's Monday, April 13th. Here's what's going on in the news. Police are still searching for suspects after a deadly shooting inside a Chick-fil-A in Jersey over the weekend. They say masked gunmen went directly behind the counter and opened fire. One person was killed and 6 others were hurt. A $10,000 reward has been offered for information leading to an arrest of the suspects. President Trump is warning Iran it could face even more destruction if it doesn't give up its nuclear ambitions. This after talks between U.S. and Iranian officials ended without a deal.
I will tell you, it was a good meeting yesterday, really a good meeting, except for one problem, and it's 95%. They want to have nuclear weapons. It's not going to happen.
Trump also says the U.S. is preparing to block ships from moving through the Strait of Hormuz within hours.
But we're putting on a complete blockade. We're not going to let Iran make money on selling oil to people that they like and not people that they don't like or whatever it is. It's going to be all or none, and that's the way it is. And it'll be, you saw what we did with Venezuela. It'll be something very similar to that, but at a higher level.
And when pressed about reports that China could be sending weapons to Iran, Trump said this.
Well, if China does that, China's going to have big problems, okay?
Some say the country is hitting peak Trump fatigue. And if that's true, 2028 might already be in play. Because when Al Sharpton recently pressed Kamala Harris about 2028, she had this to say.
Listen, I might. I'm thinking about it.
Harris added that after being a heartbeat away from the presidency for 4 years as vice president.
Heartbeat, she won.
Right?
They stole that election.
Yeah. Well, she says she knows, Ricky, exactly what the job requires, so we shall see. For info on these stories and more, go to RickySmileyMorningShow.com. Now, here's a look at sports.
Rock T, the sports genius, is in the building.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Well, Doc Rivers, head coach Doc Rivers, you can put the word former head coach, is out after 3 years as Milwaukee Bucks head dog. He says it's been a disconnect between him and the players all year long, so he's gracefully bowing out after 97 and 103 overall record in the past 3 years. That means expect Giannis Antetokounmpo to be on another team next year. That's just Rock T's perspective right there. You know what I'm saying? He's probably going to move around. Former NFL wide receiver Rick Dog out of Alabama, Henry Ruggs, he's up for parole here possibly. He's in prison serving a 3 to 2 year prison conviction after a car accident, and that car accident caused a casualty. Well, he's up for parole, and if he gets released, he's already said he wants to put his name back in and restart his career. He said he's learned from it. Hopefully he gets another shot to prove everybody that it was an honest mistake, an unfortunate situation. So will Henry Ruggs get back into the NFL? He was a dog coming out of Alabama, so we're going to see what happens. It's my quick sports report right there. Brat got the hot spot. Coming up next is the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
18.
All right, 29 before the top of the hour, time for the hot spot. What up, Brat?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Well, y'all doing a recent podcast appearance, Kimora Lee Simmons reflected on how much she earned from the sale of baby fat, actually. Here's what she had to say.
Did you own a piece of the business?
Yes, of course, yes. But it was the smallest piece of the business, right? Because there was other guys and other partners, and the guys were my ex-husband's, friends.
Did you own enough of the business?
No, definitely not. And that was one of those things that I learned, and that's, you live and you learn. I think we built that company up and probably sold it for $100 and something million. I probably got 20 million of that or less out of $100 something million. And the entire sale was based on baby fat, which you could look at the date, because when we sold it, Fat Farm was obsolete. It was still there, but that was not what you were selling it for. You're selling it for baby fat. And I only learned this because people would tell me like, oh, you have to come to work today. We're having this meeting with these bankers. We're going to sell it. And I'm like a little confused, but a little excited.
Wow. Well, and following that going viral, y'all, Russell Simmons made a comment saying, I gave her the brand, which already existed. I put her in baby fat leather shorts the day we met. I found designers, made her famous, and marketed the brand with her face. Eventually, she learned and blossomed. She did a good job, but note, very generous of me.
Sound like Donald Trump.
Baby Fat was initially launched as a woman's wear offshoot the men's label Fat Farm. Y'all remember Fat Farm,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Well, that was founded by Russell Simmons, her ex-husband. So he kind of made Baby Fat, the women's line. And he said he created it before he met her. It was already there, but he put her face on it, and that blew the whole thing up. So, what do y'all think? I mean,
he should come back from Bali.
Oh.
He's not coming back.
Why should he come back from Bali?
If he's sitting there talking, saying stuff, what he did for Kamora and stuff, she worked just as hard as he did.
I mean, she did, but he did create it. She did, and it was her face on it. But just like she said, you live and you learn.
Yeah, bless her spirit.
Because she was the creative director and the president, and the brand did earn over $1 billion in revenue. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a contract and agreement somewhere that all this information is there. And you got to go by the contract.
And you got to go by the contract. Exactly. All right, y'all. Last but not least, Ben & Jerry's is using its platform to push a serious conversation about black maternal health and reproductive justice. The ice cream brand shared a viral Instagram post during the Black Maternal Health Week, which is this week, and post opened with the bold statement, the U.S. is failing black mothers. The campaign specifically centers on incarcerated black mothers, arguing that reproductive justice cannot exist without support for black women who are behind bars. Across the post, the brand highlighted several alarming claims, including that black women are nearly twice as likely to be incarcerated as white women and 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes. Also, nearly half of pregnant women who are incarcerated receive no prenatal care, while some women are still reportedly shackled during pregnancy and childbirth. Oh my goodness, that is so sad. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Ooh, for more information, I'm gonna wrap up the hot spot on that note because that's very touching. It hits a personal spot for me. But for more information on this, stories and more, you can go to RickySmileyMorningShow.com. You can catch me on all my social media, Brat. Jesus, coming up next, y'all, we got what's next? The joke of the day with Rock T. I'm sorry, y'all. That motherhood thing wore me out just now.
Yeah.
That's sad because, can we talk about that more later? Okay, good. All right, y'all. The time now is 25 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Time for Rock T. Joke of the day. What up, Rock?
Bob asked Stan, did you get a haircut? And Stan replied to Bob, no, I got them all cut.
I get it. You
gotta run that one back.
Yeah, that's like a singular, plural.
Yes,
did you get a haircut?
Yes, sir.
But hair is hairs is a plural.
Break that thing down, dog.
Yeah.
Did you get
a haircut?
Yes, sir.
No, he said, I got all of them cut. But when he asked, he was not referring to just one strand of hair.
Explain it, dog.
Thanks for breaking that down.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get the
appreciate
breakdown.
the breakdown.
But it still
Thank you.
doesn't.
Come on, Brat.
It still ain't funny.
It doesn't land.
It was an amazing breakdown, Ricky, but it's just not funny.
Gary's Word of the Week.
And you know this, man.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It's time to expand your vocabulary with the word of the week. Gary's going to provide us with a new definition and explain how to use the word in a sentence. And Gary, we're happy to have you this morning. And what word will you be expanding our vocabulary with this week?
Well, Ricky, this word is a beautiful word. I mean, I look like I've seen it before, but I'm going to try my best to pronounce it correctly the first time. So, this week's word is incongruence.
Okay.
Incongruence?
Close.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
Incongruence.
Okay.
What?
That's not it?
It was closer the first time.
Hey.
Incongruous. That was supposed to be the word.
Well, you messed it up. I knew I was saying it right.
The writer messed it up.
They messed it up, Ricky.
It's incongruous.
Who messed
Can
up?
you say it? Yeah. It looked like the writers messed it up. Yeah. They put the wrong word in there. Oh. But it goes with the word that comes after it. So go ahead.
And
I was saying it right.
What's the right?
Incongruous.
Okay.
Well, no,
you
now you
actually
messed it up.
said it right.
I just told you the word and you still messed it up. Try it
You said incongruous? But what was it? What did you say?
Incongruous. They had incongruence.
Yeah.
And then it changed magically.
Yeah.
Now it's incongruous.
You still saying it wrong.
Well, look, good.
Okay, but Gary.
What?
What did you say at first?
I said incongruence because that's what they had.
Is that not it? I thought that was it.
No, they said it's not it. They said, honey, the writer wrote it wrong.
No, he had the last syllable wrong. He just now you got the right syllables, and it's broken down for you.
Yeah, break it down.
Incongruous.
There you go.
Okay. And what is the word?
Incongruous.
It's an adjective, right?
They said it is. It's an
and
adjective.
it's pronounced how?
Incongruous.
Okay. And what's the definition?
The definition is the state of, if it's the right one, the state of being incompatible, inconsistent, or unsuitable.
Okay.
And here's an sentence. Rickey Smiley once bought lap dances. Rickey Smiley once bought lap dances for me at a strip club, completely disregarding the fact that naked female bodies are incongruous with what truly appeals to me and my sorority brother.
Did you write that, Gary?
I sure damn didn't.
And your sorority brothers. Golly. That's a lot. And so did he ever say the word right?
Yeah, he finally got it right.
Yeah, he finally got it right.
Incongruous. Say it again.
No.
Incongruous.
Yeah.
There you
it.
go.
Yeah.
Stay
That's
right
it.
there. Don't move.
That's it. Don't move. Y'all heard it right here. The word of the week is incongruous. Now y'all see if y'all can add that
Wait
to
a minute,
our
you said it
conversation.
wrong.
I said it wrong. I thought it said incongruous.
Yeah, but you said it fast and you said it wrong.
Yeah,
You said incongruous.
The word of the week is incongruous.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Let's move on.
So add that to a conversation this week.
That's
Y'all give
right.
Gary a big round of applause.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
clap for me too. More the morning show coming up.
Both of y'all.
Gary has the tea and the color of the day. Gary.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Monday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Now, everybody knows, y'all, about Megan Good. You know, they said, Megan was head over heels, honey, for her man, Mr. Jonathan Majors, since they first met, at that Ebony Power 100 Gala back in 2022. Well, now they're saying that, which is interesting. They survived, y'all. They survived the trials and the tribulation and even tied the knot in a hush-hush backyard ceremony last March. But the tea is coming out, y'all, honey. They say it's coming from Miss Megan's mouth, y'all. They got fans, y'all, wondering if she lost her everlasting mind over this man. And I'm starting to question that. Now, they're doing a sit-down, y'all, the other day on the Picture This podcast. Ooh, get it out. They say, now, Megan, y'all, they say she dropped a bombshell, y'all, that's had animal lovers all over the world, baby, ready to riot. Now, it's turning out, y'all, to make room for Jonathan's lifestyle. Listen to this. To make room for his lifestyle, they're saying, honey, Megan had to give up her beloved cat, Bam Bam, y'all, to accommodate this man. And people are living. Now, they say Megan previously introduced the world, y'all, to Bam Bam.
Bam Bam?
No, she married Jonathan Major, but she has a cat. She had a cat named Bam Bam, and she loved Bam Bam, honey.
Oh, you're talking about a cat.
Yeah, a cat, Bam Bam. They say, and it's a very rare pricey Bambino, y'all. That's a Sphinx mix, y'all, with Munchkin, for those people that know about that cat. Now, they say, honey, when he was just a kid, y'all, they say she used to post him all over the gram like, honey, he was her firstborn. But when Jonathan, they say when the question was asked, they, thought about how would Jonathan live with that cat, and honey, she revealed, y'all, that she had to kick him to the curb.
Well,
that is ridiculous.
Is he allergic?
Probably allergic. He's probably allergic.
Well, if he's allergic, then honey, he needs to go somewhere else. I'm not getting rid of my damn cat for you.
What? You got a cat, Gary?
Gary, you don't care. First off, you care
No,
nothing
son.
about a pet.
And not for no man, honey. No, and honey,
Who you gonna get up for?
A woman?
I'm not giving up with my damn cat.
You said not for no man.
Yeah, but
Don't nobody want that cat.
Oh man. Anyway, y'all, let's
That's
keep
a
up.
sour puss.
Oh, man. Oh my God.
Y'all had too much coffee. Go ahead.
Yeah, too much. But anyway, y'all, let's pray, y'all.
You shouldn't even do no story about nobody's cat. Just go ahead.
I
we
feel
too
so
immature.
bad. Y'all sure are, honey. Poor Megan, honey. But, honey, Johnson ain't going to be around that doggone long, honey. And she done gave up her.
Yes, he is.
Well, anyway, honey.
She been gave him her cat. Go ahead.
Other woman did too, and that's why he in the situation he in now with her.
Oh,
but anyway, we're gonna keep him lifted up in prayer, and hopefully Bam Bam come back, honey, and have a place to live and stuff like that.
Bam
honey.
Bam is fine. I'm sure he's with a great family. I'm sure she didn't throw him out like.
Well, honey,
come on, Gary.
Honey,
that's all right. I'm sure he was allergic. He was probably allergic, Gary. He wouldn't ask her to get rid of her.
He should have been allergic to that white woman that threw him out. That got him in the situation that he in.
To do with the cat. Come on, Gary.
Well,
and you know, a lot of people don't like, those animals are weird.
Cats are not weird.
They are super weird.
Cats clean themselves up. That's what I like about a cat. Honey. You ain't got to worry about picking up behind like you do a dog.
Yeah, that has ruined a lot of relationships.
Oh my gosh, cats are the best.
And they come over you and they when they crawl around your leg and hump their back. Man, I can't mess with it, dog. I've been around.
Yeah, my cousin had one. My mom said that cat was all on her leg and stuff. So she was like, oh, Lord. But anyway, Bam Bam probably was different. All right, moving on. In other celebrity news. Ooh, I'm just getting tired tongue today. In other celebrity news, y'all. Jennifer Lopez, y'all, has reportedly become, honey, the sole owner of that Beverly Hills mansion that she once shared with Ben Affleck. Now, according to TMZ, they're saying that the former couple quietly updated their divorce agreement to transfer Affleck's share of the property to Ms. Lopez. Now, according to the outlet, the actor did not receive any money in exchange for giving up his portion of the estate. Now, the home was purchased back in 2023, and it was just a little bit over $60 million, and it became one of the biggest symbols of Affleck and Lopez's rekindled romance. Now, the massive property features, it only has, 12 bedrooms, 24 bathrooms, and luxury amenities, including, y'all, a basketball court. And people are talking about it, honey. They're saying, how could he do that? But, honey, how could Ms. Lopez do that? But they said the pair brought to the state less than a year after they were married back in 2022. And they're saying by the summer, honey, in 2024, signs of trouble had emerged out when the mansion was listed for sale, honey. So now, since then, they're saying Ben, honey, has settled into a new home in Pacific Palisades, where he lives closer to his children, and he shares with his ex-wife, Miss Jennifer Garner. Now, Lopez is now reportedly, y'all, only y'all attached to that Beverly Hills property, honey. I don't know if I could have gave him my house just like that, honey. I mean, my God, his kids could have had another place to stay. Huh?
What you mean?
He gave up the house was only $60 million, and he just gave Jennifer Lopez the house, because that's what they was fighting over initially, and he just walked away from it, according to the story, and just gave it to Miss Lopez and stuff. And I would have gave her nothing. She would have to buy me out of it, honey. You don't just give away your $30 million, if the mansion was worth $60 million. So, but anyway, congratulations, honey. Only, honey, in certain lands, honey, because Leroy would have never did it. He would have burned it down, honey, before he would have gave it away. But that's just my opinion. All right, y'all know what time it is.
Sha-la-la.
Yeah.
Sha-la-la-la-la.
Come on with it.
Yes, honey. The color today is one of my favorite spring colors. My color today, y'all, is Vegas. On the high end, you say Vegas, and on the low end, you say beautiful gold. That's your color.
That's a beautiful color. Y'all give it up for Gary with the T and the color of the day.
It's time to get yourself together. Get it together. They woke you up this morning. You and your house shoes up would be better. Wake up. Encourage each other and be productive. The Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Wanna know where you calling from? So come on, tell us and just wake up.
Morning, and I'm calling from Mobile, Alabama, and I want to wake my sons up in Shelby County. Aiden, Zamir, and Malachi. You guys wake up, wake up, wake up. Get ready for school, buddies.
Wake up, everybody, from Vicksburg, Mississippi. You're listening to the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Hey.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Good morning. This is Elena, and I'm calling from Concord, North Carolina. I want to wish my niece, Raylan Duff, a very happy birthday. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. We love you, Rickey.
Love you. We love you back. All right.
Let them know then. Richmond, wake up. Wake up. Little Rock, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Flint, wake up. In Toledo, wake up. Let's go. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I appreciate it, Brat.
Welcome, Rickey.
All right, y'all, coming up, yeah, Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know. Happy Monday, everybody, man. We got Jeff Johnson up next. You don't want to miss it. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Y'all, it's about that time. Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know. Hey, what up, Jeff?
Man, good morning, Rick. Good morning, everybody. Good to be with you this fine Monday. So listen, brother, let me break down something really quickly. Some of you may have heard, some of you may not have heard, but the Virginia redistricting vote is coming up, and here's why it matters to all of us. So Virginia voters are deciding on something called the redistricting amendment. It really is about who has power in Congress and how all of our votes get counted. So right now, congressional districts in Virginia were drawn after the last census. That's a normal process every 10 years. But this amendment would allow the state legislature to redraw those district lines again right now in the middle. And so much of this is a response to what we've seen in Texas, what we've seen in North Carolina, where Republicans have attempted to shift the balance of power to be able to control the House. So Virginia has a really actually evenly split Congress right now. But if this passes, the new map would shift that balance to something like 10 Democrats and 1 Republican. So this isn't about lines on maps. This is about who represents Virginia and Washington and the potential of who controls the United States House of Representatives. What's interesting is, obviously, there are people who are Democrats in particular who are saying this is about leveling the playing field. Texas did it. North Carolina did it in favor of the Republicans. So why shouldn't Virginia sit back and not do something? Obviously, Republicans are saying it's gerrymandering. I can't believe
North Carolina did it. They have a Democrat governor, correct?
Yeah, but you know, it's about who controls the state house.
Yeah, but don't the governor have to sign off on that?
But if you have a supermajority, then you can overturn a governor's veto.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So the what's at stake here is obviously representation. So second is power. And control of the House is razor thin. A few seats in Virginia could help decide which party actually runs the Congress. But what's interesting about this is they are saying, Rick, that if you vote yes on this, this would only be the case until 2030. And then in 2030, it would go back to the 6-5. So they literally are saying, we know we don't want this for our state long term. We just have to be a state that's going to battle what's happening as a result of Trump encouraging other states to shift power in a way that is frankly unfair. The precedent of this is really dangerous, I think, either way. And Virginia, like other states, is trying to figure out how do you balance what this administration has pushed to happen. But the precedent is just dangerous because it pushes us further down the road of this kind of political maneuvering that when all is said and done, isn't even about the people. It literally is just about power and the power of parties to be able to control the House and Senate, in many cases, to do nothing. Because it's not as if we've seen Congress govern in a way that is supportive. We've had the era of executive authority where whoever is the president is yielding executive power in a way because Congress has been so ineffective. And so this is really important, y'all. This is good. The voting is already happening. It's early voting for their primary, and election day is April 21st. And so even though you may not care about what's happening in Virginia, what's happening in Virginia is going to impact all of us, especially at the federal level. I think the other primary that's coming up, Rick, is Ohio. Ohio is going to be an incredibly important primary that's coming up on May 5th, both Ohio and Indiana. Ohio is going to be electing a governor. Both U.S. Senate seats are in play, which is going to impact control of the United States Senate. All 15 House seats are on the ballot. And across the state government, you got Attorney General, Secretary of State, Auditor, and Treasurer. So all of my folks in Cincinnati, in Columbus, in Cleveland, in Toledo, in all of those places, please make sure you're engaged. Your state is going to play a huge role in what happens as we move to the general election. And so, Rick, I know you and I both, Kay, you and I have regularly had conversations about why voting matters. Y'all, please make sure you're registered. Please make sure you play a role. All these things are going to have incredibly important implications, not only at the federal level, but more importantly, right there where you live. And so it can't say this enough, that participation is not something that we have to do. It's something that we have the right to do, and we should use it. It's also not the only weapon we have, but it's a weapon we damn sure better learn how to use better than we have, so that hopefully we can turn the tide on some of the things over the last 3 years in particular that continue to make our lives worse, and frankly, the lives of those in the world worse. Mike K, I was so excited to see the Pope go hard against the president.
Let's go.
How do you beat
the
Pope?
Who goes at the Pope when your whole MAGA movement is supposed to be this quote unquote religious Christian,
right?
Exactly.
Group, and you go at the Pope, and have you seen the social media where Trump is looking like he's Jesus and healing somebody? What are we doing? It's blasphemous.
Them MAGA mammies, that's what they think.
It's insane.
They believe
he is their Jesus.
They think he is. Yeah, he is. He's their own.
Well, and what's crazy is he got crazy support from the Catholic Church.
That's insane.
And so going at the Pope like this is hitting at some of his base, but the Pope, I think, and even some of the cardinals have been real clear about, listen, we thought Trump was going to do one thing, he's doing something different. And so even though he is continuing to do all that he does, he really is chipping away at his own base with some of this foolishness.
Jeff, they don't care. They'll take if Jesus came back right now, as crazy as they are, they'll pick Trump over Jesus Christ any day.
Yeah, but let me tell you this: Catholics ain't picking Trump over the Pope, so he gonna mess around and find out.
I promise you they would. I promise you they would, because they racist, Jeff. They racist too. They might
even racist Catholics will follow the Pope before they follow the president. He gonna mess around and find out with the Catholics.
Yeah, you call me and convince me on that one.
All right, we gonna talk about it. Y'all hit me at Jeff's Nation. Love y'all. Always glad to be on. Y'all have a fantastic Monday. I'll talk to y'all Thursday.
More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.
My uncle,
what you crying for?
I'm on the phone, so I'm talking to my job right now. So, you got to stop crying, man. Man, my uncle been crying for a whole day, son. He won't stop crying, son. I'm telling you now.
What are you crying about?
Oh, sorry, his best friend, his roommate. He passed. We had a funeral on Saturday, son. And he ain't stopped crying. Yes, they been best friends. He said they been his best partner since. Oh, I'm on the phone, son. You got to stop all that crying, cuz.
I swear to God, I'm trying not to laugh.
Cause they were, man, my uncle taught me everything about that. They're my closer uncle to me right now. And they been roommates since they was like about 21, 22. So they been roommates. And they do everything together. So they go on trips together. They go on cruise together. They do everything together. They like best partners.
Wait a minute, so your uncle got a friend and they was roommates?
Yeah, my uncle Tito.
Yeah.
And this is his partner. His partner named Bebe. And they been friends since long as I know, long as I've been knowing Bebe, they been friends. Other than Bebe got hit by a bus. Trying to run across the street to catch up with my uncle. He seen my uncle talking to this other dude, and I don't know why he got mad, but he tried to run across the street. And then I went to my uncle's crib to help him clean out Bebe's stuff. And I'm like, damn, I only got a one bedroom. Yo,
wait a minute, say what, Bebe?
They got a one bedroom. I'm like, damn, how both of y'all? But anyway, I don't know. Yeah. They just been real close.
How old was Bebe?
Baby was, I think Baby was like 32, 33.
How old is Unc?
My uncle, he like 47, 48. But they been friends for a long time.
And so your uncle and Baby was living together?
Yeah, that was his roommate, he said. And he used to take Baby shopping and everything and buying clothes and stuff. Yeah. So how long he been I don't know why he's so upset, though, Shawty. He's talking about his heart, bro.
He's really taking it hard.
I know, so I'm like, damn, you got more friends, cuz what wrong? I'm afraid why you think he took it so hard.
So let me ask you something, but when they come to church together, do your uncle or Baby be twisting when they walk?
They like listening to the morning show, because they talking about they like listening to Gary. Wow. I don't know it. I'm sorry. I'll be there tomorrow.
Gary has the tea and the clue of the day. Gary, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning to you. It's Monday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Rickey, the prayer awards are definitely being solicited, y'all, for one of Real Housewives' biggest stars, Miss Drew Sidora, y'all. I am definitely praying for Drew, and I love her dearly. Now, they're saying that Drew, y'all, has been ordered to move out of her Georgia mansion that she shares with her estranged husband, Ralph Pittman, y'all, as their divorce continues. Now, according to an amended temporary order obtained by TMZ, y'all, they're saying that the Real Housewives of Atlanta star must leave the property by May the 31st, on my mama's birthday, because of the couple's current financial circumstances. And, you know, they're saying until then, Drew 40 and Ralph 43, y'all, will continue to split the home expenses. And here's what during one of the reunions, what Drew and Ralph said to one another. It was so touching.
Of course, I love my wife. You know, I've always loved her. It's just very challenging.
Drew, do you still love Ralph?
Of course, I love my husband. I mean, I would love for reconciliation, but I just feel like there's so many issues. Ralph does not give me a safe space to share my feelings. He actually says, "F my feelings, f your feelings." That's your favorite line.
Oh, my God, it is sad. But they're saying, y'all, the order also lays y'all out a temporary custody arrangement for the former couple's two children, son Micaiah, 10, and their beautiful daughter, Anaya, 8. Now, they're saying, y'all, Ralph was granted primary physical custody during the school year, while Drew will have parenting time every other weekend, y'all, beginning in August. So how they get, that's the new thing they're starting to do now, get the men primary physical custody of the kids now, because, you know, back in the day,
everything should be 50-50. The courts are starting to. It is just all, you know, in some in some states that you know, the mother is definitely the parent, but you don't know if the father is or is not. And once the father proves paternity, then they, you know, can proceed with trying to figure out, you know, what's in the best interest of the child, and if he's a good person, and if she's a good person, the child should have access to both parents.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
But it's not like that in all states.
Yeah, well, we're going to keep both parties lifted up in prayer, and hopefully the kids, honey, have an understanding, and they, you know, love both of their parents. All right, moving on in other celebrity news. Y'all, Miss Tia Mowry. Y'all remember Tia Mowry for Tia and Tyra?
Yeah.
But they're saying, honey, come to MTO, they're saying that they, Miss Tia Mowry got a new romance, and they're saying, honey, she didn't just find love, y'all. She found it in the classroom. Now, after months, y'all, of soft launching mystery feet and shadowy hands on Instagram, they're saying, y'all, that Tia has was finally spotted in Hollywood recently, y'all, locked in a steamy embrace, y'all, with her new beau. Oh, my God. Yes, now they say MTO quickly, honey, did his detective work, and they confirmed, y'all, that the mystery man, his name is, y'all, if y'all know him, his name is Javon Armada. Now, he's an artist, he's a designer, and he's an educator. They say, but the real tea is, y'all, isn't that just his resume, y'all? They're saying the way they met, which was cute. Now, they're saying, y'all, insiders said that they met, honey, while he was a teacher at the school her 7-year-old daughter Kyra attends. Now, according to the source, they're saying that the two sparked a connection during an open school night while Kyra was sitting in his class. They say now we're told that they kept it very strictly professional and friendly, y'all, while Kyra was actually his student. But as soon as she moved on to the next grade level, they're saying Javon reportedly shot his shot, and they say he did not miss, y'all. Now, it's a total of 180, y'all, for her previous life with her extremely handsome, you know, she was married to actor Corey Hardridge. They said now while Tia spent 14 years, y'all, in a traditional Tinseltown marriage, it seems, y'all, that she was ready to trade the red carpet for the teacher's lounge. Oh, my God, this is such a love story, because I think more people need to, you know, you're so used to marrying these rich guys and rich women. Get a regular person. And she got her a regular man. He's a teacher, y'all, because he's an educator, and they said her heart is thriving over this man, which I think is really good. What y'all think about, you know, more people? I mean, Rickey, y'all need to marry regular people.
I've always believed that the children are our future, and we have to teach them well and let them lead the way.
Yeah.
Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them the strength to make it easier. And I decided a long time ago never to walk in anybody's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, you can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is inside of me.
That's right.
Y'all give it up for sexual chocolate.
Yes, Lord. So congratulations, honey. I'm loving that Tia got her a regular man. And then my quick for free story, y'all. This is beautiful. At the age of 71 years old, Jermaine Jackson, y'all got him a new 27-year-old wife, honey. They say, honey, he loved them young women.
Well, he don't go with his brother's wife no more?
No, he with Miss Made Velasquez, honey. She's only 27 years old, and they're saying he's 71. They have a beautiful child together, and they're saying, honey, he's madly in love. And they were all at the premiere of Michael the other day.
She's going to make him get a low haircut.
She needs to make him do something, honey.
And cut off that Darth Vader helmet.
I don't think it's possible to cut it off.
I think it's stuck on there.
You got to put some kind of solvent on that to break it down.
Oh my God! Now y'all know what time it is.
Scraper. Ain't no clippers tearing that off.
Yeah. Yes, baby. La la la, honey. All right, the color today is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is Vegas. On the high end, you say Vegas, and on the low end, just say beautiful gold. That's your color for today.
That's a beautiful color. Y'all give it up for Gary with the team. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. The time right now is 23 minutes after the hour, y'all. The deadline to file personal tax return is this Wednesday, April the 15th. But before you rush to get all your paperwork in order, our money expert Jini Thornton is here to answer all of your last-minute filing questions. Jini, good morning and welcome back.
Hey, good morning. Look, happy tax day. It's coming. It's coming on Wednesday.
I know that's right. And let's jump right in. We got Lynn from the DMV is struggling to get all of her tax documents in order and is concerned about meeting the April 15th deadline. What would happen if she missed that filing deadline?
Ricky, a couple things here for Lynn. Number one, if people cannot find all of their documents, they just need to go to irs.gov, again, irs.gov, and request their transcript. And you can get a summary of your W-2s, 1099s, and all of that. Secondly, if you're like Lynn and me, you don't have time to get your return filed, please file an extension. That's Form 4868. You definitely want to file that by Wednesday. And you get an automatic 6-month time to file. But keep in mind, Ricky, this is important. This is an automatic 6 months to file, not to pay. If you know that you owe, please pay as much as you can with your extension by Wednesday.
Well, you know what, Jini? Anthony from Raleigh, North Carolina is a senior and wants to learn more about the changes that apply to his tax return this year. Can you explain what those changes are?
Brat, we have some good news for Anthony. We do have a change. So all of our listeners who are 65 and older, you can get an additional deduction of $6,000 on your tax return. If you're married filing joint, it's $12,000. And this is if you are 65 by the end of 2025. Now, Brat, here's the only thing, though. The higher your income is, the lower this deduction will be. So for single people, once your income is over $75,000, for married people, once your income is over $150,000, that additional deduction begins to be called phased out, which means just reduced.
So does their Social Security count as income? Because if they're 65, yes. Oh, it does count.
Absolutely, yes. Okay. That does count as income for sure, yes.
Okay, so Ava from Macon, Georgia has a really good question. She's self-employed, and she wants to know which deductions she can take this year.
You know, Alfredas, people just assume there's like this master list of things you can write off on your taxes for business. And it's not true. There's no list that the IRS produces. What the IRS says is this. If the expense is ordinary and necessary for your business, so if you own a daycare center, you know what you have to spend money on to run it. If you own a barbershop, you know what you have to spend money on to run it. So again, whatever is ordinary and necessary to keep your business going, that's what's deductible for you.
All right, EJ from Cleveland, Ohio, is a college student and wants to know, if he should file taxes, and what advice do you have for him and other college students and their parents that are listening?
Ricky, regardless, for EJ or anyone else listening, if you are single and your income is over $15,750, you are required to file. Doesn't matter if you're a student or not. So again, for single people, it's different if you're head of household, married filing joint, married filing separate. But again, single, if your income is over $15,750. Now the key here is this. If you're a student and you made less than $15,000, you may not be required to file, but if you worked and you had taxes taken out of your check and you want that money back, you're going to have to file. So again, you don't have to, but again, you had any withholding, please file so you can get your federal and state refund if you're due that.
All right, y'all, if you want to talk to Jini Thornton, I have more, she's going to be taking more questions. Get at us right now. Phone lines are open, 8669-RICKEY, 8669-RICKEY. More with Jini Thornton coming up next. We got Jini Thornton on with us this morning. Let's go straight to the phones, 8669-RICKEY. Good morning, you're on with Jini Thornton.
Hey, good morning, ma'am. I was calling about my 2024 taxes. I lost my W-2 form, and I was just calling to see how can I receive my W-2 form if my job doesn't have it. How do I go by finding a copy of my 2024 W-2 form?
Hey, good morning. All you need to do is go to irs.gov and request your transcript, because just like your employer gave it to you, they also submitted it to the IRS too. So again, irs.gov for your transcript.
All right, y'all, with Jini Thornton. Good morning.
Hey, we pulled from our Apple stock doing work, 401k. I believe that's what it was. We had a little hardship buying the car. I wanted to know, is it automatically taken out of the taxes, or do we have to actually file that? Because I didn't see anywhere where to file that.
Hey, good morning. That's a really good question. You want to confirm with your employer if they withheld any taxes, because with the early withdrawal, that can be a 10% penalty. So it sounds like you had a hardship situation. But again, please confirm with your employer, because you don't want to report something that they've already taken care of for you.
All right, y'all, with Jini Thornton. Good morning.
Yes, I have been in my home for a year now, and I wanted to know if that would, and I always end up owing taxes at the end of the year. I wanted to know if by me filing and including my home ownership, if that would either even make me even, or would that still mean that I would probably still end up owing money?
Well, first of all, congratulations on your new home. That's so exciting. If I were you, I would go online and play with one of those estimated tax liability calculators. Yes, the new home should help, but I don't want to tell you for certain that it will. You can drop in your information and see. You may need to change your withholding with your job for them to take out a little bit more so you could at least break even and not owe.
All right, y'all, with Jini Thornton. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I just lost my husband of 33 years, and he did in January. Am I to file his taxes, or how do I go about doing that?
Okay. So good morning. Oh, gosh, I am so sorry for your loss. And if he did work in 2025, you do need to file a 2025 tax return for him, for sure. Now, if he received income in 2026 in January, because I heard you say he passed away in January, next year you will file a final return. In 2027, you will file a final 2026 return for him. So, yes, please file a 2025 return for him if he had income.
All right, gentlemen, Jini Thornton, good morning.
Yes, I live in one state and I work in another. Can I get an exemption for working in the other state? And if so, what forms do I need to file?
Hey, good morning. This is a common issue for people. You will file what is called a resident tax return in the state that you live. In the state that you work, you will file what is called a non-resident tax return. You will get a credit for the taxes that you paid to your non-resident state. So again, what forms you're going to have to file depends upon the two states that you're talking about. But yes, you can get a credit for the taxes that you've paid.
All right. Good question. You're on with Jini Thornton. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Anthony. I'd like to know or ask if I'm over 65 but my wife is not, do I still qualify for the 65 and over deduction?
Anthony, you were listening this morning for sure. You will qualify for that $6,000 deduction. If your wife is not over 65, obviously she does not. So you will just be able to deduct the additional $6,000, not the $12,000, provided your joint income does not go over that threshold amount.
All right, Jini, let everybody know how you can be reached and how they can find you and follow you on social media as well.
Absolutely. Thank you all for your amazing questions. You may follow me at Jini Thornton. That's JiniThornton. Y'all have an amazing Monday, everybody.
All right, you too, Jini. Thank you so much, y'all. It's time for Man Law Violation Mondays with the one and only Special K. Good morning.
That's right. It's time for Man Law Monday. That means every male aged 14 and above. Turn up your radio. Listen closely. Follow the rules. And also, you can get the Man Law book. It's available now on Amazon. You can just put in Man Law Special K and it pops right up. I need to move 500 units this week to get to 2,000. I need to move 500 units this week. So go ahead and buy them books, man. I need to read. All right. Yeah, that's good for me. Shoot, I ain't got no publisher behind me or nothing. But they moving, though. All right, so here we go. Two dudes, and this might upset some people, but doggone it, it's a man law. Two guys, I'm sorry, you cannot go to a Cardi B concert together. Nope.
You can't go to one. Well, you can go to one if you parking lot pimping.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because most people at them concerts are all women.
But I don't know if you want them concerts.
Two dudes can't go as a pair.
Y'all got to meet there.
Yeah, if you meet your homeboy over there, say, hey, man, I'm going to Cardi B. I'm going to meet you over there, but y'all can't buy y'all tickets together, so y'all can, no.
We going over there to be standing out there when they come out or whatever. That's a whole different game. If you out there for game.
That's a whole different situation. So
if you going fishing.
Now here's one. Now, this bothers me. Two men or a man cannot say clock it and tap his fingers together.
At all. And I've seen men do it.
I can't even make my fingers do that. I have to force my fingers to even tap each other like that. You cannot do the little clock it sign. If you do that, no.
With them big mechanic fingers talking about clock it.
Yeah, talking about clock it.
Big ass.
And you also can't say that's T.
Right.
Don't say that's T.
Big ass fingers look like some wrinkled up Brat sausages talking about some clock it.
Yes.
Grown man, you can only eat a corn dog if you are by yourself.
Yep.
You can eat a corn dog because they are delicious.
Now,
but you got to be by your damn self.
Rock went out there to the Texas State Fair.
Hey, man.
And got
he
that
bought
big
a supersized corn dog?
It wasn't even no corn. It was like a big sausage on a stick.
Yep. Turkey leg.
No, it wasn't turkey leg. No.
Wait a minute.
It was a big sausage on a stick.
How big was it?
It was long.
And then he talking about mayo only. He got mayo streaming down the side.
No, it wasn't mayo.
Gary's the only one that can describe this hot dog. Gary, how big was it?
It was long. It was like a 9 inches.
What do they call it? But Rock, what do they call it though?
It was a sausage on a stick. That's it.
It's a different type of sausage. I'm trying to remember.
It was a
spicy. It was a foot long.
Yeah, it was a spicy hot link, pretty much.
But
wait a minute. How did he eat it?
He'll walk around with it on the stick, and everybody else start walking away from it.
No,
oh my God!
I was breaking it off, dog. I wasn't biting it off the stick.
Off nothing.
Wait a minute, you didn't. Wait a minute, you bit it off the stick.
Gary talking about
man, we laughing so hard. Man, hair grab was like, your son. You should have got something else, son.
Yeah. You know what? I'm so disturbed by that. I don't even want to go through the rest of them. Just get the damn book, Man Law Monday.
Can't say your son throw that in the trash, son.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, 25 minutes after the hour, y'all got your front page right here. Alfreda's, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. It's Monday, April 13th. Here's what's going on in the news. An unusual political clash is unfolding, but it's really one-sided. President Trump is now taking aim at an unlikely target, the Pope. Trump is blasting Pope Leo XIV as, quote, weak on crime and soft on Iran after the Pope called some of Trump's decisions unacceptable. Trump even said he doesn't want a Pope publicly challenging a president. Meanwhile, the Pope is concerned about more important things like real world peace. He's kicking off a trip in Africa, starting in Algiers, saying his mission is just to promote peace. And speaking of Trump's influence, or lack thereof, candidates heading into the midterms might want to think twice before bragging about that cosign. Case in point, Hungary. Remember last week, Vice President J.D. Vance flew all the way to Hungary, and Trump even called in to boost longtime leader Viktor Orban's re-election bid.
I'm a big fan of Viktor. I'm with him all the way. The United States is with him all the way. And it's a real honor to talk to you. You're really incredible people with great enthusiasm and brilliance, because you're brilliant people.
Well, That didn't exactly land. Orban just lost, ending a 16-year run in power, and now some analysts are saying Trump's endorsement may have actually backfired. Speaking of backfiring, or actually maybe just firing, a California SWAT deputy is under investigation after apparently multitasking during a standoff by swiping on a dating app. Helicopter footage shows him behind an armored vehicle while also trying to secure a different kind of backup. Officials say that doesn't meet department standards, which doesn't typically include updating your profile mid-crisis. Unfortunately, the situation did end tragically, but if there's any takeaway here, Ricky, it's this. Match pending should never apply to a standoff. For info on these stories and more, go to RickySmileyMorningShow.com. Now, here's a look at sports.
Rock T, the sports genius, is in the building.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, WNBA draft goes down tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. It's gonna be a great thing to watch, man. Expect AZ Fudd to go first to the Dallas Wings to join up with her former college teammate, Paige Beckers. Olivia Miles and Lauren Betts will probably be second and third, flip-flop them. Also look out for Awa Pham. She's out of Spain, 6'4" center. And then Flau'jae Johnson out of LSU, Raven Johnson out of South Carolina, just to name a few other players to look out for. Doc Rivers is out after 3 years as Milwaukee Bucks head coach. He says it's been a disrespectful, kind of a disconnect, not really disrespectful, but a disconnect between him and the players over the last few years. His overall record while he's been with the Bucks has been 97 and 103. He's gracefully bowing out. He's going to turn the reins over to somebody else. Bold prediction right here. Giannis Antetokounmpo, former MVP, will probably be on another squad next year. I just think he's been patient with the Bucks. He did bring them one championship, but he's probably gonna move around and do something else. Last but not least, man, former NFL wide receiver out of Alabama, Henry Ruggs III. He's currently in prison, expected to be released possibly if he gets through parole. And he announced that he wants to come back to the NFL. So everybody is thinking, should he get a second chance? He was in a car accident, caused a fatality, and he's serving 3 to 10 years, but his parole is about to get ready to be up. So, man, he was a dog when he played, Rick. Henry Ruggs III.
Oh, definitely.
And he's still in his 20s. Like, he's got it. What you think?
And he was, I think he has 2 national championships, and he was the fastest player on the team. He was actually faster than Devontae Smith.
4.240.
Absolutely. So he's a great kid. I met his family. I met him personally. I've been knowing him, following his whole career. Caught a touchdown in the national championship against Georgia. He's a great kid. He's a great kid that made a bad mistake. Yeah. And I hope that he could make a comeback and see what he could do to help other people and save lives, So we all learn from our mistakes. But he's a great kid, and he come from a great family.
You said it best right there, big dog. Yes, indeed. That's my sports report. Follow me on social media at Rock T Holla. Brat got the hot spot right now.
The hot spot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, party people, about that time for the hot spot. What up, Brat?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the Hot Spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Well, y'all, Usher and Chris Brown have officially announced a joint tour. The big announcement sent fans into a frenzy and broke the internet. The tour will be titled the R&B Raymond and Brown Tour, and that's a nod to Usher's full name, which is Usher Raymond, and of course, Chris Brown. The announcement of their social media platforms included a movie-like teaser showing both of them riding motorcycles through a city, hinting at a high-energy, large-scale production. Full tour dates, venues, and ticket details have not been released yet, but the tour is expected to kick off later this year. This tour is expected to be one of the biggest collaborations in modern R&B. So congratulations go out to both of them, and the world can't wait to see this show. All right, moving on, y'all. T.I. and Tiny's oldest daughter, Deja Harris, is now one of the newest members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, she is one of the newest members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. She's a sophomore, speech communications major at Clark Atlanta University, and during her first step show, she made her debut to the sounds of her father's hit song, Bring 'Em Out, Bring 'Em Out. So congratulations go out to Deja Harris, who is now a soror.
Yeah.
That's That's what's up. I seen her on Instagram. She was doing her thing. She looked so good. She was killing it. Absolutely killing it. All right, y'all, last but not least, just days after Offset was shot in the valet area of the Florida casino, he was back on stage in his first performance since the shooting. Now, Offset was rolled onto stage in a wheelchair during his appearance at the University of Arkansas's Road Fest, but he wasn't staying seated long, or he wasn't seated for the whole time. He actually got up out of the wheelchair at one point to perform, pushing through the pain as the crowd went crazy. His mother chimed in on her son's situation, calling him a miracle walking, y'all, and here's what she had to say.
6 days ago, my son was shot. 4 days later, he was released from the hospital. Last night, he was on a stage doing what he loves to do. He is a miracle walking. That is God's grace. That is God's mercy.
Amen, because this show could have went the other way.
Yes, indeed. That is definitely God's grace and mercy, because a bullet don't always keep you alive. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. I'm happy that he's okay. I'm happy he performing and doing what he loves, because it ain't nothing like when you on that stage, Ricky. You and I both know, like, when you hit that stage and the crowd go crazy and they singing your songs and they love you, that love is just really something special. So especially after you go through something real traumatic like that, and you think that you might not have been here anymore, and then you get on that stage and feel the love, it's just a different kind of love. I'm telling you. It is really, really something special. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note. But for more information on these stories and more, you can go to RickeySmileyMorningShow.com, and you can catch me on all my social media at Brat. Coming up next, y'all, we got Dwight Stone with the Praise Mixdown. The time now is 27 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, the most funny in the morning. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, it's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. God grants up brand new mercies every single morning. Let's welcome Pastor Mike Todd, the senior pastor of Transformation Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Good morning, Pastor Todd.
Hey, good morning, Ricky, and good morning to the Rickey Smiley family. I am so grateful to be here with you. My name is Michael Todd, and I am a pastor in Tulsa, Oklahoma at Transformation Church, and I have the privilege of praying with you today. So wherever you are, whatever's going on, I'm telling you, your day is about to get better, because we're about to go to the one who created the day. Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you for the peace that passes all understanding. My brothers and sisters and I are going through stuff that we don't even understand. Father, there's chaos going on all over the world. There's stuff going on in our families. There's stuff going on in our own hearts, minds, and souls. But today, we remind you of your word that you say you give peace that passes all understanding. So, Father God, we are the ones who are going to stand and not be wavered by the things that come or go. We are going to be steadfast. We are going to have joy. We are going to actually be love in the midst of a world that's so divided. And I thank you, Father God, the only way we're going to be able to do that is because not that we just have peace, you are the Prince of Peace. So today, help us be able to walk in peace when somebody triggers us at work. Help us be able to have the right response when somebody does something that we don't like. Help us, Father God, when we mess up and we don't even have grace for ourselves. Thank you that today, peace is our portion, because you give peace that passes all understanding. Have your way in our lives today is our prayer. In Jesus' name, amen. Hey, this is Pastor Michael Todd from Transformation Church. If you ever are in Tulsa, Oklahoma, pop through. We'll treat you like family. And if not, you can watch on YouTube every day. Go to church right now. Ricky, man, I love you. Thank you for giving me this time to pray with the family. I'll see you soon.
Hey, we appreciate you. That was Pastor Mike Todd, the senior pastor of Transformation Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Thank you so much, Pastor Todd. It's time for the praise break right here on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all, this is Monday, time for the State of Black America. And this morning, we have the current president of the National Urban League, Marc Morial. Hey, good morning, Mr. Marc. We're happy to have you, and I know there's a lot going on in Black America.
Good morning, Ricky. Always proud to be on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show with the State of Black America. And this morning, I want to give kudos to the Artemis space crew, a diverse group of astronauts who went into space and laid the groundwork for the next United States moon landing in 2 years. It was great to see that the pilot was Victor Glover, the African-American pilot and astronaut. And this reflects black excellence, but the diversity of that crew is something I think we all should be proud of. Let me switch gears very quickly to a matter that we have spoken about sometime in the past, and that is compensation for college football players. There's a bill trying to sneak through Congress now that would deny college football players, college basketball players, all college scholar athletes, men and women, a voice and a seat at the table in this discussion about compensation. College sports is a multi-billion-dollar industry with revenues coming from television and if you will, and seats and corporate sponsorships and the like. We believe very strongly that these scholar athletes should get compensated fairly for their work. Let's be honest. If you're a college football fan like me or a college basketball fan like me, when we look at the game, it has all the features of professional sports. It has broadcast, it has corporate sponsorships. The level of practice and play is quite intense. We are fighting to ensure that these players have not only a seat at the table, but in any ultimate, if you will, legislative instrument, that they are fairly treated and fairly compensated. We'll speak more about that. I've got columns in the Chicago Sun-Times and in my To Be Equal. If you want to learn more, go to the National Urban League's website at nul.org. Good morning. Have a great week to all. Once again, Marc Morial bringing you the State of Black America on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Follow me across all social media, and I will see you next week on the radio.